Hi everyone, this is Jen from Circle of Besties Tarot. Um, Sorry to keep you waiting. I was setting up by myself for quite a while until my son came to finally rescue me and get us going. So, hoping the audio is clear, the video is clear, and I can see the chat. So, as you find this live stream, if you could come onto the chat and say hello. If you have a question, I'll be doing readings. They're free. I just need your astrology sign and a little bit of background if you have something very specific you want to address. Otherwise, what I'll do until I start getting questions in the chat is I'll just do a general reading. And for those who are part of our collective and have been on many of these live streams with me, I found the coin. So at the end of our live tonight, we will pull a yes or no. We'll do a flip of the coin. Yes or no. All right. What I'd like to do first is pull an oracle card to give us an overall energy for theming for the reading. I'll be using the Energy Oracle cards. They are by Sandra Ann Taylor. I'll try to shuffle on camera here. Okay, it's a day after the full moon. We're still in full moon energy. It's in Capricorn, so that means good things are happening. We're going to get our lives together all at once. Have you ever had a Sunday where you're just like, okay, I'm going to organize my entire life in one afternoon, and then you end up sitting in a messy closet with everything pulled off the shelves and paperwork everywhere and a messy bed, and you just give up. It's that type of energy. But, hopefully, we don't take on anything too big, even though we probably, in our minds, it's kind of like your eyes are too big for your stomach. Like when you eat you order a large meal thinking you're ravenous, and then you get through 1/3 of it. You're like, I can't eat another bite. It's like that sort of energy. So we just have to sort of be aware of that impulse and stay away from it. Okay, so envy. This is the overall theme of the reading. So the number is 20 or 2 or 0. As you can see, there's a person here that is looking into a well-lit, I think, tent, or looking upon a life and thinking that this life is gilded. It's much better than the one that they have. They see how they're in black and white, and everything they peer into is, bright yellow and gold, which is a sign of abundance of riches. So, this could be that, you are envious. You're feeling envious in this way. You're feeling like somebody's got it better than you. Why do they have something and I don't have it? Or it could be the opposite. Could be, somebody's looking at you in this way. So if you're in situations where things are always, it seems as if, you're winning to others, and they're always like, well, why do they always win? I never win. So again, this is just a very high level theme. So I'm going to put this here for us. We'll see it in the background. I think I'm going to pull one more just because that's sort of a doomsday card. It's not the best. It's not the best. Well, so it could be. Let's talk about envy though. It could be in relationships. Could be it could be codependency. It could be in work. It could be a promotion or a job, or even having a job, not having a job. Just like things working out or not working out, and then people or you saying, hey, why can't I have that too? In love, it could be like if you're in a relationship, it could be jealousy of one another, codependency, like I mentioned. If you're not in a relationship, it could be, wanting one and why does everyone have one and I don't have one, or somebody like who is in a relationship looking at you and living the single life and saying, why can't I have freedom like that? So, it really, you can twist it anyway, but that energy is, just makes you feel, it can also be anxiety, like FOMO, right? You just have this underlying anxiety, or this other person does. Oh my gosh, I can't make this up. Anxiety. So envy and anxiety. So these are just underlying energies. These are, so what is like envy rooted in? It's a fear, like I said, FOMO, fear of missing out. So, an anxiety of missing, of not living the life that's authentically yours to live. So, let's look at this from a spiritual perspective. If you have envy and anxiety, entering into areas of your life, this could be your intuition telling you it's time to, remove yourself, or, to, like, if the energy is not yours but it's affecting you, it's time to remove yourself from that, just to get away from the people who are creating that for you. Oh, one moment, we're having technical difficulties. So media source, Raymond. All right, apologies. I guess we had the starting soon scene opener on the entire time I was talking. So let's do a quick recap. Oh, good. I have the chat going too. Hi. All right, live chat. Okay, visual is still starting soon. Okay, thank you. Your volume is great, but agree camera's not on. All right, I'm just catching up now. Yes, Amelia, full moon energy is crazy. Okay, Doc, we got you. Hang on. Insta karma. Okay. Apologies. So you just missed something miraculous here. It was like, it was prophetic in a way. I'm kidding. So these are the two oracle cards that we had come out as overall themes for the readings. So you heard me speak to them, but now you get to look at them live and in person here, or on video anyway. So number 20, and you'll see that envy, they have a person who's all in black and white. Everything in their side of the wall is black and white. So very, doldrums and FOMO and woe is me. Looking into a very bright gilded room. So like I said, when that energy enters, it could be yours, it could be someone else's. But what it does is it also amplifies any anxiety you might be feeling, or it could be generated from a feeling of anxiety within another person. So again, let's take a look at, so if it's a work situation, it could be you, it could be a coworker, it could be a manager, like, anxiety and stress and pressure creates, an environment that just feels toxic. And then add envy to that, toxic. So toxic environment. So I think the key messages are here. And if it is a work-related thing that we're talking about, then, really take a look at your environment. Is this you? Are you unhappy? Are these things popping up into your life because you feel like you're not in the right place? So that might be one way to interpret it. Another way to interpret it is if you're in a relationship, any relationship. If, there's an inner struggle on either side, with fear and with envy and anxiety. And These are entering your relationship, either with the other person. So it doesn't matter if you're single, if you're with somebody. It could be codependence, it could be jealousy, it could be, wanting something, coveting another person's partner. It could be, somebody who's partnered up, like I said before, thinking, oh, if only I could have her free life. Like she could do whatever she wants. So I had another card. Okay, so action. So this is the number 17. So we have 17, 18, and 20. So so this could be a 1 or a 7, 1 or an 8, 9, 2, 0, 20, 8. So you see these two, you see one horse and the other one's sort of running. So one's at a, you can just look at this as if it were a flip book. So even though they're different colors, it's like, get going. Figure out do the shadow work, figure out what's keeping you in an energy that doesn't feel good, that feels toxic, and however it surfaces, and get going, towards, just get out of it. You have to but it does, knowing yourself and understanding what triggers you, what you perceive as trauma, or even understanding everybody who's in your environment, like people who are close to you. It could be your family, it could be a loved one, it could be a work situation where you're dealing with a lot of different people on different things. But whoever's in your orbit, if they are bringing in a sense of anxiety and envy, or just an overall toxic vibe, it's time to first figure it out and then get away. Create an action plan. You could. So I've been seeing a lot of hawks lately. I don't know if anybody else has hawks. We just had a deer in the yard. A lot of different animals. And on our Facebook page, I put, seeing different animals, what that means. You can also look it up online. I always ask them, Siri, what is, what does it mean if I see one crow? You can ask the AIs anything, and they'll tell you, the significance, or at least, what other people think it might be. But, a hawk means change. It means insightful change. Go inside yourself, ask yourself what you really want. What do you want to manifest? And then, they're a symbol of incoming change and big news. So, really great cards to kick us off. All right, I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to just start off with the Rider-Waite-Smith deck that I have. Okay, let me get through the chat. How are we doing? All right. So you can say hi to each other since we're always on the chat together. I love that too. Okay, Dr. Neha Dewan, let's guide you for your business partner. Not picking up your calls. What does he want from you? You need guidance. Okay, let's figure it out. What does the doctor's business partner want from her? Why is he cut off communication? All right, I'm just going to shuffle because I want the cards to come out on their own. Oops. Okay. Bear with me. I'm going to do the spread and then to get a story, and then I will and I'll put everything. I'll bring everything up to the camera as I talk to it. So, does anybody else have any crazy full moon stories? If you've done a lot of driving lately, you'll see that people are. I've noticed the other day. So today I drove about an hour away and back. And I can't tell you. I think I probably passed about. Let's just make it. I'll make up a number. 50 cars. 35 of them was were in my lane, with a tire over the middle part. It seemed. It's so crazy to me. like the things I notice like during full moon energy and then other, maybe I don't pay attention at other times. But I'm extra diligent during full moon phases, especially when I'm driving. But it just seemed like everybody was like out to lunch or texting or doing something. They're just always like over the line in my lane. I think that's so dangerous. So, especially there's a lot of construction out, at least in the Northeast where I live. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop here. So, I received the Two of Swords in reverse. So, in the upright, this is a crossroads, an indecision, having two choices. There's two different, paths you could take. There's a lot of thought and process that goes into both. And you'll see that this person is blindfolded. So it's almost like, okay, I have two paths. I just can't choose one. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm at a crossroads. There's a lot of water in the background. So, a lot of emotion involved. But because they're blindfolded, it's like they don't know how to deal with the emotion of it. And then the moon. So we all know that the moon it could be, just like something being very vague. So I'll take that. There's many different definitions of what the moon might be, but in reverse, it's coming out of this energy. So it could mean like moving forward after, a period of indecision where you, I don't know, I'm going to try to follow the chat, but, I don't know if you've had, if you've had earlier conversations so in the upright, it would make sense that there's no communication. The person's stuck in their head. They're, emotional, but don't know how to convey that. They have a lot of doubt in their mind. They're just sitting there blindfolded, stuck. In reverse, it's like they're finally coming out of it, but there could be a lot of embarrassment about the way that they reacted. So if it's a business partner, to not take your calls and to not take your call and to not communicate well with you. It's sort of like a cowardly thing. They're embarrassed. So let me pull the other cards in there. See. So this is the next card that came up. So in the upright, this is my ships are coming in card. So you'll see that the one before the Two of Wands is a man holding a globe and sort of looking out over the ocean, thinking about, what do they want to put out into the world so when it comes back to them, they'll become abundant and successful. So this is the card that follows that. So you'll see that the wands have buds on them. They're surrounding him like almost in support. He's looking out into the water, and the ships that he has sent out to sea have come back. So that's what they say, the ships are coming in. So in reverse, this could be that your business partner could believe that the initial effort and strategy that was formed in order to push forward as partners, it didn't run its course. It didn't stick to what he believes was the plan. So, in his mind, it's unsuccessful, and there's disappointment, and, sort of like is, again, another stuck energy. It's a stuck energy, meaning like, I don't know what to do because the only plan we had didn't work out, or it wasn't enacted in the way that I thought it should be. So now I'm just going to sit in silence, confused and be confusing, while nothing gets done about it. So these I believe are for you. So I believe that the Empress, this is the ultimate feminine. This is like a working mother, someone who can create abundance, like just your sheer willpower. Divine feminine, very feminine, but like a mother, somebody who will always figure a way to feed and clothe and take care of the people around her. Also, it could signify pregnancy or the birth of a new business, a new idea. It's also a major arcana, so that's a larger energy, so it doesn't have like specific details, but it can be like kind of an umbrella energy for a big thing. But so because it's a feminine, I think that within the story that we can sort of figure out who's who and what cards are meant for whom. So this is the Strength card. So combined with the Empress, it's saying, hang in there, even though this guy is, doesn't have he's acting like like he just doesn't have his own mind. You're going to be able to tame him and then eventually get him to speak. Because, the strength of your nature and your ability to turn things around when they go bad, it's part of your natural ability. And then, so he feels as if he needs to walk away from something that didn't work. So, Dr. Neha, I would say that, you have to empathize. When you leave a voicemail or if you send a text asking to start talking, like if you say, I understand that you might be feeling a little lost, or, like insert the details of your story, but try to communicate at first to get him to come back to talk to you, in a way that says, I understand how you might be feeling. Let's talk through it. And, and if you have, if there are any other, let's try to find a solution together. And if not, like allow, maybe your partner walks away and you're on your own. Another meaning of the Empress is, sort of doing things on your own, but also in your own way, where you don't have to, constantly take, tame a lion. All right, let me know if that resonates. And keep us posted. I'm very curious to see how you're doing. All right. Okay. Prabjot, when will I find a job? Oh, I think we talked a couple weeks ago. We'll have to go back and watch the video. I have them all on my channel and see what we said before, but I'll pull new cards for you. We all have free will and energy is fleeting, so it's like, one day's reading could change with a number of circumstances. So let's get a new reading for you. Let's get some new advice. And then, but I do want, at some point, if you could go back and find the live where we pulled a couple cards for you about your job. I'm curious. I'd be curious to hear what came through then versus now. We can compare them. All right. Yeah, I mean, do you remember being on the chat and then me pulling a card for you about your job? I want to say, like, I remember you, and I remember talking with you about a job, but my brain has been mush this past month, so maybe I'm making it up. But if I did pull cards for you, I'd be curious to see how it compares to what I'll do now. This deck doesn't want to work for me, so I'm going to pull a different one. All right. Let me do. I'm going to use angel cards. These are so beautiful, and I also like that they have, different angels on the card itself. So if you're having certain problems and you want to, say in your mind, you just do like little affirmations or mantras, to help you, focus your energy and your intentions, you can call upon that angel name, and supposedly the energy of that angel will amplify your intentions. So hey, I'm all for it. I'm all for anything that helps my humanly existence feel better, if that makes sense, or manifest things. Okay, or help people. Okay. All right. Okay, the wheel. Okay, so Prabjot, I hope I'm saying your name right. I'll call you P just so I don't mangle it, but I do want to, if you want to give me a phonetic, I do want to try to pronounce your name correctly. So the wheel is, it's a karmic turn of luck. So the wheel goes up and it comes down. This was in the upright position, so it's a time of very positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward. Fortune is on your side. So, it's an excellent card for success. If we're asking, oh my gosh, I completely understand how stressful it can be, applying and never hearing back. One suggestion I could make is to try consulting. It's not always pleasant because it's considered, like, if you're not a full-time employee in some companies, they do, you're treated differently, but it's easier to get your foot in the door, to get in with the project team or whatever your industry is, or whatever you'd be working on. And then eventually, in time, so while you're consulting, you have access to internal job postings, and you can also be applying elsewhere as you're working and making a little bit of money and increasing your skill set, and updating your resume with you're no longer just sitting it out. You're working, but also still looking. So, but this is a fantastic card. So if this is your first card, let's see what your challenge is. So, challenge. Okay. Self-discipline and willpower. So, when I asked for a challenge, so I said, what could be standing in the way, or like maybe prolonging. So, the wheel is turning no matter what. Nothing's going to stop it. So, it's a time of positive change. It's a huge major arcana, and it is like out of nowhere, things just go. So this is another major arcana. So, but as a challenge, it's a Chariot. So, you'll see that. So in this art, it's a little different than the one in the Rider-Waite. Sorry, I'm trying to there we go. Look at how he's managing these horses. He has spiritual reins, like it's energy reins. So he's driving the chariot, through his energy and controlling these large horses that are pulling him forward. So it's a way of saying that, like having the right mindset, being self-disciplined, and having the willpower to get up every day and continue to submit your resume. My advice, and just as a job seeker myself, I am consulting, so I am working, but when you're working somewhere where you're truly not a fit, it's the most draining thing on the planet, in my opinion. The earthly existence, when you are in a toxic work environment, there's nothing worse. So my advice would be to do a skills assessment for yourself. And there's ways you can go online and say, how would I do a skills assessment on myself? You can input your resume, you can answer questions. They have surveys and different things, even do a disc test, different personality tests. They have Myers-Briggs, different ways of really just doing an estimate on, how would I best move forward? Like, what's my ideal environment for work? Like, what motivates me? What makes me, like, forget I'm at work and I'm happy because I'm doing what I'm passionate about, or like something that excites me or challenges me, or, just interests you. So, and then anything that's not that, don't apply for it. So sometimes there's, it's almost like if you apply for too many things, you almost forget what you apply for. So the energy, the intention that's, that you're putting out, this intention, like, find me the perfect job, it gets dampened. So if you know exactly what you need to apply for, and then so say in 1 week so you can set new goals for yourself. Instead of applying for anything and everything that comes at you willy-nilly, you can say, okay, 3 times a week I'm going to sit down for 2 hours and I'm going to intentionally apply for jobs that I truly think I'm a fit for. And then, even though it's so time consuming, you can use AI tools, but to go in and to cater your resume, your cover letter, and even your application to that specific job description will set the intention. It'll be so much stronger because you're putting energy, time, effort, intention into 3 jobs per whatever time frame you deem is best for you. And then, you'll have like the following week to, follow up, see if you can't email the hiring manager, or put a note through LinkedIn, see if you don't know someone at that company. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like you can be so much more intentional about following up, finding connections, seeing if someone works at that company, finding and getting an introduction. You can be so much more heads down and intentional about what you're looking for and how to get it, that it'll come sooner, and then once it lands, it will be the right fit. Okay. I feel like that's the message for you. I know I wish it was more distinct and in 3 days the sun will set and a bird will fly by your window and you'll receive a phone call with a job offer. I wish it was, I want that for me too. I do. But please let me know if that resonates, and then if you do put together a plan, share it with us. I would love to, I love good advice, best practices, and happy stories. Let's all celebrate with you. Okay, so everyone on this chat, we're going to put our energy behind P, and we're going to help them focus, set intentions, and get that job they need. And it'll be awesome. It'll be the perfect job, and it will be well paid. It'll have great benefits, and it will make them happy, most importantly of all. Okay. All right, instant karma. Oh, we're already popping out for you. Okay, so 5, Unity, Archangel Sandalphon, traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations, seek out mentors and like-minded friends. Okay. So, traditional view, okay. So this is the Hierophant. So this could be about business, and a larger organization, following the rules, churches, colleges. Let's see what else they're going to say about it. But it could be going back to school, actually, now that I'm staring at it. That just popped into my head. So if you're interested in going back to school or learning something new or training in some area, saying traditional routes. So what we're talking about are the traditional standardized ways of doing that. So it came up upright, so that might be the best way to start. Okay, Two of Earth. You have too much going on at once. Looking at, so too much going on at once. Need to make a decision, consider a more playful approach. So Two of Earth is like all things material, ebbing and flowing, juggling, multitasking, running around, like just sort of like losing track of yourself, your timing, your schedule. Like it's like going, like, when you drive somewhere and 20 minutes later you reach your destination, you don't remember the ride. It's like that. That's what the Two of Earth is. So the 5 and the Two of Earth as a crossing could be that you need to start grounding yourself, having a, I don't know if you, when you get out of bed, if you do any meditations or do like a little spiritual practice. I did something as simple as like, I ground myself, I walk my dog, I stand outside, I look up at the sun if it's shining or wherever. I just, I put my feet on the grass and I send all negative energy into the earth, and I ask the, universe to pile on the good energy for the day. So it's just, it might be silly, it might be fruitless, you know what I mean? Like it might not work, but for me, in my mind, it starts my day. Same thing with a coffee. Like if I make a coffee or a tea, like I stir it. More with coffee, I'll look for patterns in the foam. I try to make something magical out of my morning routine, even if it takes me 1 or 2 seconds, and it's something I would do without feeling magical. Anyway, I make it so. So create a tradition or a little like ritual for yourself in the morning, and then start thinking about, intentionally, okay, what does my day look like for the rest of the day? Like, what do I want to get done today? Like if I have a whatever hour shift at work, what do I need to get done in the 3 hours I have before I need to, get home, start making dinner, or whatever you do in the evening. But start thinking as far as like how to bucket your time and how to, be more intentional. And I think that, so let's not forget that we have these overall energies, the anxiety and the envy. And then, so it's like, and then the action. So the overall energies that we pulled in the beginning, it could be that if like inaction creates anxiety and envy and a feeling of toxicity and unhappiness and, why me? Because you don't feel like I think it's like when you feel out of control, or if you just feel like you don't have a plan. And even if it's a subconscious thing, like you're just going through the day, going through the motions. How did I get here after that 20-minute drive on autopilot? We need to remember that, those things do affect us. They affect our mental health. So you pile up days like that, and then all of a sudden you're like, you can find yourself in a toxic energy yourself. You can be like, oh, you're just always like, sort of thinking of things like from a negative space versus, intentionally deciding that you're going to make today work for you. Or, sorry, forgive the background noise. All right, let's pull an advice card. You're going to go to church? No, I think it's those are the traditional meanings of the card. I really just think it's like to give yourself like a routine or tradition or a little ritual, something that's like spiritual for you, something that just like jumpstarts you like in the morning. Okay, attitude of gratitude. What have I got going on? What am I grateful for today? How am I going to use my time? Does it bring me happiness? If somebody keeps asking you to stop at their house or drop, come say hi, or do you want to go to lunch and you just don't have time because there are other things that bring you much more happiness, but you feel, something like that. Like, you can just say, listen, I really thank you so much for, wanting to get together, but I'm really just focused on getting through X, Y, and Z, just so I can, feel a little less, my life feels chaotic, so I'm just trying to take control, focus on what I can do to move forward and feel a little bit more in control and happy. And so, let me catch up with you, once I'm there. And, the more honest we are with people about how, like, the way that we regulate ourselves. So I think this could be about regulating yourself so you're happier. But it means there's a little bit of taking control with it, and then deciding what that means. And then also having to tell other people, the anxiety and envy, the people who want a piece of you all the time because they think you've got it together and they don't. And like you're going to give them some sort of secret recipe that's going to fix them, but you don't really. So it's like they constantly, instead of fixing themselves, they constantly are looking for you to give them the advice. And then the only advice you have for them is like, you're going to have to self-reflect and take action. And then I'm going to self-reflect and take action. And, in a couple months when we're all doing better, let's meet up and share, stories. But I have, okay. So your action card is a Knight of Fire. So I have a couple of different, oh my gosh, what is up with this? Okay, I have a couple different meanings of this card. So the Knight of Fire is passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. A sudden event that needs immediate direction. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. Okay, so yeah, it's indicating a very busy life. Just energy that it's always on the go. Like lots of zest for things. Lots of it's a lot of yeses. Saying yes to a lot of things until you get to the point where it's like, oh my gosh, like I'm depleted. I have no plan. It felt good to be a yes man for a long time. But I think the advice is to, slow it down, ground yourself, create a morning routine or whatever, like a daily routine where you just take a minute for yourself to sort of take a deep breath, go outside, ground yourself, or take a bath. Water is very grounding. Whenever you take a shower, just picture it like washing off any negative energy that doesn't belong to you. Just sort of ask yourself or the universe or your however you perceive, that greater energy, just to kind of help you feel in control. So I think this is all in time. The advice is in time for something that's incoming, that's going to rock your world even more. So it's very interesting. I'd be curious to hear what that might be. And the Knight of Fire is also, save a horse, ride a cowboy. Yeah. I don't want to get too saucy on YouTube, but if we were in person, you'd know that you catch my drift. Okay, good. I'm glad you love the morning ritual idea. Sometimes I'll post on my social media, like if I see a really good morning ritual, or like sometimes they have infographics where they're like, how to celebrate, it could be Mabon or the summer solstice, and they have a lot of good ideas on how to enjoy that, that time of year. And so just, and you can even look it up online. I don't know, I'm getting like crazy tingles on the top of my head. So I don't know if Instant Karma 510, I don't know if you have a spirit guide or a loved one in heaven or on the other side that thinks what I just said is hilarious, and that normally it means I'm spot on. So prepare yourself. and I want details. I'm going to be, for those who are in New England, in Connecticut, I'll be on the 28th from 1 to 5. I'll be doing in-person tarot card readings at a summer market it's a Let's Get Wired. It's a crystal shop on Main Street in Stafford Springs, Connecticut. So if you're in the area, come in. If I don't know you, introduce yourself and come and get a live reading. And I'd love to meet you. If not, you can always, if you ever want a one-on-one, we can book a Zoom. You can do that through Instagram or send me a note through Facebook, through my Facebook page, or I think you can even just comment on any one of my videos on YouTube, and we can get in touch. I don't charge much. I can do it by donation if you don't have any. If money's a problem and you truly need a one-on-one reading, I'll do. We can talk. Don't let money stand in your way of setting something up. But happy to do that too. Okay. Any more questions? Where are we for time? Okay. So I'm going to do, let's see. We're going to do our coin flip, and then I'm just going to do one more. I'm just going to do a general read for all of us. Since we're all here and our energy is pooled, I think it'll be good to just do a general read. I'll tell you what I'm thinking. And then if anybody has, if they see a card and they get something different than what I'm saying out loud, put it in the chat. Because sometimes, we're all intuitive. And we all, maybe your guides are louder than mine tonight. So, my goodness, don't be shy. Put it in the chat and let me know what you're thinking, hearing, feeling. And now keep in mind that we're going to use the Oracle cards. Oh, okay, these just flew out, but I don't know if that was on. Oh, my goodness. Okay, the cards are flying. I got to focus. All right. I don't know if you could see that. It was wild. All right. I'm using this cheapy deck I got on Amazon. I love it. It's for anybody who's a tarot beginner and they want to learn. This is the best deck to get. It's on Amazon. It's like $10. And look at the cards themselves. Have all of so they have, sometimes they're a little off. I think a lot with tarot, a lot of it's your intuition telling you what you're seeing, hearing, feeling, through art interpretation. And that's why when you pick a deck or a theme, it's important that you connect with it so you can get the messages that you need to receive versus, seeing art that you don't connect with, and then it just, it's hard to remember what their meanings are, and then, you know what I'm saying. But these have yes or no. They have the element, different astrology signs that are connected, the planet that's connected to the card, the idea, and then which chakra. And then they have affirmations for some of the major arcanas, and then they have the meanings upright and reversed. So this is a great deck to learn on. But also, if you want to do a quick reading, and if you're like me, where you're a little bit brain dead because your job is sucking the soul out of your body, helps out. But these are, but they're, the card stock isn't awesome, but it's, but the cards slide nicely, and they, and it makes for when you're shuffling, the cards will fly out a little faster. So I'm very happy with it. Very happy with this deck. All right. Okay, collective overall advice for the week. Okay. 2 again. All right. So we have, we have the Justice, and we have the 4 of Wands. So heart and throat chakra, both Venus, Aries and Libra, Aries. Yes, maybe, fire, air. So so I'll tell you what it means to me, and then I'll read their definition. And then we do have an affirmation with the Justice card because it's a major arcana. So For me, this is, happy home, celebrations, marriage, stability. Oh, sorry. Stability. You'll see the 4 wands, they look like 1111. So that's a magical gateway number. Bringing in, like manifestation. So, and also it could mean soulmate. So in love, it means soulmates. If you're trying to build a foundation in any way, through your business, a relationship, can even be something as literal as like building a home. It's a very happy card. Again, it's a yes card. So their definition is celebrations, enjoyment, community, home, gatherings, stability, belonging, teamwork. My goodness, I need glasses. Reunion, balance, and enlightened. So that with the Justice card. Now the affirmation that the Justice card carries is, I believe that justice will always live on earth. Okay. And then, so for me, the Justice card means, equality, fairness. Sometimes it does designate that it's a Libra that we're talking about, which is early Libra. End of October, early November? No. Nope, that's Scorpio. When's Libra? October. Okay, so maybe it's late July, early October. July, October. Yeah. So no, late September, early October. Oh my gosh. Told you. I'm not with it. Okay, so it also means contracts, like any sort of, if you're doing anything with paperwork, contracts, legal things, lawsuits, lawyers, it could even be a lawyer. So what it says on the card: justice, upright attitude, transparency, cause and effect, fairness, integrity, clarity, accountability, and lawsuits will be won. Woohoo! So for me, this hold a lot of meaning because it just does. So if you're building a home, you have a lawsuit, you're going through a lawsuit or some sort of legal thing. If you're potentially getting married, again, justice and a 4 of wands could mean like a marriage ceremony. It could be an anniversary that's coming up. Let's see if we have, I'm going to pull one more card. Okay, I see things going in the chat, so let me just make sure I didn't miss anybody too. Okay. I think I got everybody. Hi, Happy. Oh, good. So happy to see you back. Like, no pun intended. Okay. P, maybe it's Happy that I did the job reading for. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to go back and listen to myself. And then I'll tell you next week. If you're not up to it. I'll make my moderator do it for me. My 11-year-old son. All right, let me get a closeout for this one. And then, oops. I mean my 35-year-old, 6'9", burly, manly son. Okay. Ah, my goodness. This thing is crazy. I'm sorry I'm not shuffling on camera, but it's wild. Okay, so this is, this is like battling through fatigue, a need for mental and physical rest, and not having mental and physical strength because of this card. This is my meh card, It's like, just gather your courage, be brave, Focus on focus all your energy on overcoming an obstacle. It will come to an end, and then you'll have happiness, and like things will go in your favor in the end. So, this could very well be, a reading from me. This is how I interpret it, because what does it mean to me as a reader? But it's just, having like brain fog, physical exhaustion, but gathering my strength, and then, things, my goals that I have set in place will work out, and, and have a positive resolution. So if that resonates for you in some way, please let us know in the chat. I want it to mean something for all of us. And then, if we need to pull another card to get more detail for, around your situation, I'm happy to do that too. All right. You're going to be my last reading, and then I'm going to have to call it quits for tonight. But I promise I will I promise to come online as much as I can, and do these readings, because not only is it, I love our community that we built here, but it's also it resets my soul. So instant karma, like talk about like having a ritual to ground yourself and reset yourself spiritually. I'm desperately in need of that as well. And this does it for me. Helping others and connecting with spirit makes me happy. Okay, now to read cards for our chat's happy. All right. Okay, career read, July, August. Happy. Once I don't know how late you joined, but watch this live back once the recording's posted, and there was some good advice, career advice, for some of the readings that I did. Go back. I would say that, like a lot of these readings, even though it seems like I'm answering for one person, they're for all of us, because all our energies are here, contributing to how the cards fall. So, all right. So we have a Six of Swords, which is, leaving an energy that no longer serves you, and, going from rocky waters to calm water. It's like, so going to a different shore where things aren't as hard. So it's on its way. You're headed in the right direction. So the devil is, like imposter syndrome, like insecurities, maybe this self-discipline isn't where it needs to be as far as the process of, applying, following up, like all the things we're supposed to be doing in order to get that job that they tell us to do. But truly I want to say, like, so here's my mentality. So the devil with the devil and the Empress. So the Empress is, an entrepreneurial energy. It is a leader, someone that can fit into any situation. They can change. They have a wide skilled set, so they can fit in anywhere. They just have to. Okay. All right. So I think that I'm going to pull one or two more cards, but I think your advice, Happy, is in order to get to that next place, we have to sort of change up the way that, like, change up your resume, change up the wording, change up the style of it, maybe change your look. If there's other skills, like if we're focused on one industry, it's almost like see how your skills would transfer to other industries. And then as you're applying and interviewing, even if you don't have even if you're not, like they always say, even if you're not 100% qualified, like the devil, I mean, the imagery is it seems negative, but really it's out of the box thinking. It's taking risks and like having fun with it. You know, the devil for me, like sometimes even signifies like theme parks. So, you know, like let your inner child come out a little bit and say, oh my gosh, you know, like I would love to work for Lego and like be a master builder. But what have I done in my past that supports that type of, you know, that would prove, how could I go to Lego and say, hire me to be a master builder when, you know, my resume doesn't, you know, show anything about like building Legos. Like, so I think your advice is to change it up. Like if there's something you want, like make it fit and then go in with extreme confidence and sell yourself. How's that for like, unbelievable. Let me pull some more. That's the message I'm getting. It's saying, you know, like, remember that movie, Mrs. Doubtfire? You don't have to go to those extremes, but I think they're saying like, you know, mix it up a bit and make it work for you. If you have to not lie, creatively reword how your skill set is a perfect fit for a job that you want. And then sell, and then get, you know, if you get the interview, you know, sell yourself. And I think if it's an energetic fit, even if a lot of people do hire for, if once you get the interview, which we all know is so hard to get, especially in this market. But another thing, so I said earlier, like consulting is a great way to get your foot in the door of a company that you're really interested in working at. So if you see contract roles posted for the town of a company that you really want to, so say I want to work at Disney, right? And I go into LinkedIn and I look for contract roles that are only within Lake Buena Vista, Florida. The contract role will define the job, but it won't tell you the company until you're chosen as a candidate for that company, to be presented to the company for possible contract hire. And then you wouldn't be working for Disney, you'd be working for a supplier of contractors or consultants or vendors or whatever the word is that you'd use. And then, but you'd be working at Disney. Do you see what I'm saying? I think it's like find a way around the traditional way of doing things to get what you want. I don't see the devil as a negative card. I see it as like a think outside the box, go after what you want, do what you have to do to get there. And then eventually, being in the right vibration and the right environment, and it's gonna give you what you're gonna get hired in, because you're a vibrational match. But you have to get creative in how you get there. All right, let me read the chat. Yeah. No, I know you've been changing your resume. I know you've been diligent about doing what we're supposed to. But I think this is saying you're going to have to really get creative. Maybe do a video resume. Have you seen those? People do that. And I was on LinkedIn the other day, and a woman put a video introduction of herself on her LinkedIn page, and then asked her entire network to share it. So that's another way you can get, and then tag LinkedIn, tag the company you want to work for, tag, just put yourself out there in the biggest, boldest way possible. Ooh, good luck with that. I just got chills, so that means I'm right. So Happy, try something completely out of the box for yourself. You haven't seen the video one. Yeah, look it up online. Like if you go online and say, show me, or go on LinkedIn and just search on video introduction and then see what posts pop up for you. But it was, the reason I saw it is because someone in my network liked it and put a message on it saying, because they knew her, interviewed her at some point, and they're like, wow, what a great way to get yourself out there. And somebody helped her, even though, but I think like because the market's so saturated, it's like we have to do kind of bigger and bolder things to stand out. But you can do a video introduction, put it on your LinkedIn, ask your network to help you, find your next, perfect role, and still come across as very professional. And the fact that you can put that video together, that's another skill to add to your resume, So, this is the card that is your outcome. And the Knight of Cups, it's like you are going to be doing something, doing this in a different way, and sort of stepping outside your comfort zone. You're going to get a lot of praise, and it's going to be really fulfilling. Like the response that you get from thinking outside the box and asking for help in a way that's, charming, but also very visual and intentional. You're going to win. Not only is this a success card, but it's going to make you feel like $1 million. So you're going to make a lot of connections, I think, not only because of the way you do it, but people will ask you for advice, or do you mind if I do the same? Like, oh, how did you do that? Can I copy you? So that's when we remember. So now we have to remember our oracle cards: anxiety, envy, and action. So if we go backwards, action, envy, anxiety. So you might have such instant success with a new tactic in this way that people will want you to do it for them. So that's where we gotta. So in the other readings, it's like you have to set boundaries for yourself. Just say, listen, I'm working on bettering myself and getting to a place where I'm secure and happy and have a routine that supports my mental and physical well-being. So I'm working on that, and feel free to use anything that I put publicly online as a model for yourself. We can catch up in a while once I'm settled. So you can set boundaries with people who are looking to, sort of copy you, I guess, and steal your energy. We all know those people, right? So yeah, stay in your shine once you get there, and it's only going to bring you better and better things, because you're going to be, I always talk about walking in the attitude of gratitude, but it's just a natural, it's a vibe. Once you succeed in a way that you never thought you could, and then just things just start piling up, one on top of the other. Things just start coming in for you. So, keep us posted. I'm very interested in hearing how you do with that. And then P, same thing. So anything, remember, like if P's still on the card, on the on the live, all our energies are here. So it's like the messages could be, like they can, what do they call that? There's a word, a cleat-on. So even though my reading was directly for Happy, if a cleat-on is if you also identify with it and it feels true for you as well. So I'm hoping that that advice will help you in your job search as well. Okay, fam, I'm tired. I'm so happy to be back though, and reading for you all. Let's do I got the coin. I found it. Let's go. Let's do our coin toss. So put in your mind a question, yes or no, and I'm going to do the flip. Yes, keep me updated. Happy. And then don't forget, if you put, we can all talk to each other. Just put comments in any of the chats on the videos. And then when we meet up again for the next live, then I can address anything that came through that week, okay? Ah, me too. Thanks, Instant Karma. Okay, get your question ready. I'm gonna do a flip. Hopefully I don't. Hopefully I don't drop the coin. Okay. Oh, that was bad. Let me do another one. Whoa. All right, there we go. That was good. Okay, it's a yes. Hopefully it's a good yes. Instant Karma, you're gonna get a. This one's good. I don't know who's giving me tingles on my head, but they just think I'm hilarious tonight. All right. Well, I wish you all the best. Keep us posted. I'll see you next week. I promise to get on here as much as I can. And then I also have another goal that I set for myself is whenever I'm sort of feeling low energy and blah, I'm gonna try to record a video and then I'll post it to the YouTube. And then I'll also put a note on the social media so you know to go look for it. Okay. Have a great week. I don't know how to do the outro, I don't think. I'm gonna aim for it, but we'll see you next time. Have a great night. Okay. All right, my son's gonna do it. Oh, thank you, babe. All right, you gotta turn off the volume.